Hello, hello. Okay, let me check if I'm live over here. How are you? How's your weekend so far? Let me go in. Yes, I think I'm live. Okay, all right, guys, welcome back to our usual Sunday night hangout. If this is the first time you see me, I'm Jason. Now, let's talk about the rules a little bit. Okay, this is where I answer questions about Facebook advertising, meta advertising, and anything digital marketing. At times, I talk about email marketing. At times, I talk about YouTube marketing. I do my best to cover as much, but what I really specialize in is Facebook advertising. So, here's how it works. If you have any questions at all about Facebook advertising and digital marketing as such, I would recommend that you go to my YouTube channel and try to find an answer on my YouTube channel because I've posted about over 900 videos on my YouTube channel. Chances are your questions right now, I probably have an answer to it. But if you can't find any answer, don't worry. All you need to do is just post your questions as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'll do is I would actually bring them up. I'll do screenshot. I'll bring them up over here every Sunday night to answer your questions. So that's how it works. I've been doing this for like over 100 over episodes already. I mean, this is 117, meaning I've done this for like more than 2 years. Yeah, I like doing this because this is how I feel like helping my community. The reason why I do not like to reply in the comment is because a lot of times when it comes to digital stuff like Facebook advertising and such, it's a lot easier for us to communicate via, like communication like this, like verbal communication. And I prefer to do this anyway. So, yeah. And yeah, this is how I do it, right? And of course, if you want to join me on Sunday night like this to ask your questions, pop your questions as in the comment as well. I'll actually cover as much. Okay, and looks like this is Chiwai. What's up? How's your weekend? How's your weekend? Okay, now so here's what happened, right? If you are advertising in the just a quick update about for those who are actually advertising in the Southeast Asia region, bear in mind this is the like the Raya season. It's the Raya weekend. I mean, our Muslim friends are having their New Year celebration. So what you will observe is actually very interesting. This is a very good case study that I want to actually bring it to you. Definitely the result would drop, some significantly, some not so. But you want to monitor a few things that could be quite interesting to watch. Okay, generally, CPM should drop. CPM drop, cost per thousand impression drop. Why? Because people actually spend more time browsing social media, which means Facebook gets more chance to show your ads and all that. So generally, the cost of reaching drops. Okay, CPM drop. However, if you observe carefully, CTR also drop. Why? Because CTR stands for, like, there are two sets of CTR, right? CTR link all and CTR link click. Now, generally, CTR would drop as well because the behavior is people are more into browsing content from their friends and family instead of consuming advertisement. So if you look at this, right, CPM drop means you can actually reach more people with the same amount that you are spending, which is a good thing generally. And just because you reach more people and these people are taking lesser action, your CTR dropping. So this, in fact, if they combine towards the wrong direction, yeah, your cost per result might increase. So this is a very interesting scenario. That's why it's very interesting to watch the movement of these metrics to understand whether is it the, like really like what are the external factors that are affecting the campaign performance. Because when we are actually monitoring and optimizing a Facebook ads campaign, okay, you have to always remember the campaign itself, as in like the audience targeting, the creative, and such are only kind of like contributing to about 50% or even less to the entire campaign performance. Yes, they are important, because this is how people would actually, see your ad and react to it. If you have a poorly performing ad, of course, the creative, it's not going to get you good result. But there are other external factors like the season, the festive season, and of course, there are some like behavior shift from time to time. That's why this is how we should learn to monitor our campaign metrics and performance so that we are able to make the right decision. Making the right decision is actually very important because what I observed in the past 10 odd years running Facebook ads and coaching businesses in running Facebook ads, I realized even back then, I myself did the same mistake as well, which is we actually kill a campaign prematurely because we made the wrong decision. So it's very important for us to start learning that. And that's what I'm actually advocating moving forward. I'll be talking more and more about the metrics, the numbers, the strategies, the optimization, because to be frank, when it comes to setting up ads, everybody knows it already. All right. If you want to learn how to use the ads manager, you don't need to come to me. You can actually go to YouTube. You probably will find a lot of free videos teaching you that. But what's the next step? How do we become more mature in advertising? How do we become more objective in making decisions? That's what I'm actually moving forward. And I'm hoping to help more advertisers to grow better in that direction as well. So, yeah. Sorry about the sidetrack a little bit, but I've been observing this. I find it quite fascinating to share. And I think this is what I want to share with you as well. So yeah, this is episode 117. And this episode is very special as well because this is the first time I go live on LinkedIn. You see, for the longest time, my friend Andrew has been asking me to go LinkedIn, go there. I mean, do all this. I mean, this is a very awesome community to work with. But the problem is I do not know how to do it. To be frank, for those who know me, I'm actually not very active on social media in terms of posting regularly, especially the way I look at it is like, oh, go LinkedIn, you have to do all this engagement and all this curated content and all that. I find it, this is not how I actually communicate best. So I've been actually shafting this for a while. And the other day, last week, when I was having like a regular chat with my friend Andrew, of course, then he was telling me that, hey, in fact, nowadays you can actually easily get that already. Some of you, yeah. So I went on with him and go into my LinkedIn, which I have not logged in for a while. And I realized I'm actually a creator now, which they turn on my live feature, which immediately I hook it up and said, okay, now this is where we go. I'm going to go LinkedIn as well. And this is what I'm going to do. So yeah, so if you guys can choose where you want to watch this from, right? I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook. On Facebook, I have multiple platforms. I have multiple groups. I think I have one group, 2 pages. And now I'm on LinkedIn as well. I want to see if I'm actually able to go live on Instagram as well. I don't know whether people want to watch it, but I don't mind. You see, this is how I create my content. And if I can, I would like to share on all platforms. But generally, my main platform is actually still on YouTube. And I share most of my content there as well. So this is where you can actually find me. Now, let's take a look at the questions we have. I spent some time sharing and chatting a little bit. I hope you don't mind. So, once again, if you have any questions, you can actually post in a comment. I would actually look at that and answer your questions as much as I can after I go through all the questions I have captured on my YouTube channel. But if you want to just ask anything on my YouTube channel, just go to my, YouTube channel, try to find an answer because I posted over 900 videos. If you cannot, just post your questions as a comment over there as well. Okay, now let's go through over here. I can see some questions coming in, Jasmine. Hang on, I'll come back to you after this. Okay, now the first question is coming from Akash. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. So this is a video about Facebook ads objective for landing pages. Now, as we all know, when you're actually advertising for a landing page, there are 2 scenarios. One scenario is you have access to the pixel, meaning you have a pixel installed to it. And the other one is you are probably advertising as an affiliate that you do not have pixel. To have access to the pixel of the website, which you cannot track the conversion. So generally, the objective is you can actually use, if you do not have access to the pixel, you use landing page. You use traffic and you optimize for link click, because if you optimize for landing page, it does not work because there will be no data sending back to Facebook to verify and then to attribute the visit to your campaign because you have no access to the pixel. If you're doing affiliate, unless your partner share the pixel access to you. But if you're talking about some like big brand, it's not likely to do so. So if you do not have access to the pixel, generally you go for traffic and you go for the link click, not landing page view. All right. But if you have access to the pixel, all right, if you have access to the pixel, then you are free to use both of them. So back to the question, yes, you can do both if you have access. But I want to warn you about something very important, which is when you are actually doing traffic and conversion. In fact, recently I just did a experiment with a client. We see actually the difference is quite significant. Now, here's how it works. If you go for landing page view, which is traffic, let's talk about traffic and conversion, right? If you go for traffic objective, okay, very likely the CPM is going to be lower compared to the conversion, all right? However, you might see better quality audience coming in from the conversion campaign because immediately Facebook would start like direct driving your campaign towards a different set of audience. Link click means if you go for traffic, Facebook will go for people who are likely to click a link. But likely to click a link, it doesn't mean they are likely to convert. So you have to actually monitor when you're using both this conversion to experiment. Okay, because here's what I always emphasize when it comes to campaign. Because some client would say, some student, in fact, they would say, can I use awareness? I want to reach as many people first, then I retarget them to come in to take action on my website. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that this is the wrong strategy, but rubbish in, rubbish out. You get what I mean? Rubbish in, rubbish out. I'm not saying that these are rubbish, but if you get in the wrong people coming in from the very beginning, the retargeting will be targeting the same wrong people, which the entire campaign is going to collapse. I think that's something that I want to really kind of like emphasize. So you make your choice, but I want you to tell you the pros and cons. Okay, so this is what I have for Akash. And if you have any questions, if you need more help to discuss further about your campaign, you can actually scan this QR code and we can have a half an hour session. I mean, of course, you're going to buy me a mail for this. This is what I usually, this is the call to action of any video I have, right? So you scan this QR code, you'll be landed on Fiverr, and you can schedule a half an hour discussion with me. I mean, after you actually purchase the gig, so that we can actually go over any questions you have. It could be about the objective, it could be the audience targeting, it could be even to analyze your campaign. No, analyze campaign is another gig, but nonetheless, I'm open for a half an hour discussion, if you go through this gig with me. So, yep. Next question is coming from Madhukasi. I'm not sure if I pronounce your name correctly. So you have a question about your, okay, your ads account was banned, and later on your Facebook you tried creating a new one and no available. Okay, and then you also say that being told that account security is at risk and you're not able to do the, two-factor authentication. Okay, now here's the thing. Recently, I just solved this case with a client from the state. So basically, Facebook is kind of like asking you to, turn on the two-factor authentication, but some people actually turn on and they forgot which one is that. Some actually use the Google Authenticator, but you probably deleted it because you don't use it for long and you kind of like forgot how to do this. Now, what my client did is they actually went through a no available option, and we did that together. So what she did was she will be prompted to scan to show a document via the camera. So what we did was we did a passport show up, and then it went through and we got an account back. So this is really something that you can actually go through. So what you need to do is you just need to say that when you try to log in, the two-factor, once you come to the two-factor step, and you click on the option and asking for, there will be an option saying that you can actually choose other options to go through that, and you can. And one of the point is to actually submit your document. You can actually go through those steps and get that. Now, back to the original question about Facebook ads account got affected, and you try to create a new profile. Now, here's the thing. Facebook really do not like new profile generally. So here's the thing. If you try to create a new profile, okay, if you try to use if you create a new profile, immediately you use the new profile to create an ad account and run ads for the page, very likely you will get into the disabled situation. And it's very likely that you will get permanently disabled, because that's what Facebook don't like. So what we usually do is, if you have ad account issue, you want to, the bottom line is we want to start running ads again, right? So what we usually do generally, my steps would be, get somebody else's profile. It could be your wife, it could be your husband, it could be your partner, your father, mother, even. But this profile must be an old one. It has to be around for a while already. It cannot be a newly created one. Yeah. Use that profile to create a business manager. Business manager, not business suite. So it's a business manager. Okay. And then after that, create a new page, create an ad account, and you run ads. And eventually you might hit into the point where they will ask for your ID verification. Go through that and everything will be fine. So that's the general steps. Okay, so I hope I give you, the recommendation you need. But nonetheless, same thing, if you need more help, because to be frank, I've handled more than close to 200 cases of this account disabled and verification issue. So if you want me to look at your situation, because in a way, different cases are different. So I won't be able to give you a generic and one thing fit all kind of solution for that. But if you want me to look at that, scan this QR code, buy me a mail, and we are able to like we can actually then spend half an hour together to look at your situation, and I'll be actually looking at your screen. We do screen share. I will be giving you my recommendation about your next steps on how to navigate and get out of this issue. So that's what we do. Okay, so that's for that. Thank you for the question. Next question is about, yeah, it's coming from Paul. So Paul's business manager was permanently restricted. Your page and personal profile are fine. Okay, so you think this has happened because the agency that manage your businesses got their BM banned and your domain was in their BM and shared to us. So the domain was there, okay? So you have tried multiple reps and support cases and they refused to de-restrict BM even though they made a strong case. We start a new BM on this another personal account, will it be subsequent ban? Okay, very good question, Paul. Now, my quick answer to you is yes, you can. And usually it should be all right. Now, here's how you do. Okay, basically, what you need to do is you just get, like for you, if your personal profile is fine. So you can actually create a new business manager. And then after that, you claim the page into the new business manager, start a new ad account, create a new ad account within the business manager, and you can actually start running ads again immediately. Now, when it comes to domain, right? If it's verified, because what happened is if a business manager is permanently restricted, you usually cannot remove anything. But what we actually observe is domain you can. You cannot remove any page attached to it. You cannot remove any, like individual attached to it. But based on my experience, excuse me, all right, I think you can release domain because I've actually helped several cases to to move one domain to another and to actually successfully escape this issue. So yeah, you should be able to, and it will not affect your newly created one. But here's the bottom line. Yeah, here's the rule of thumb: do not use a new profile, as in like it's a newly created profile solely for this purpose. Do not do that. Use an existing profile that has been around for at least few years. It will be safer to do it that way because Facebook generally hates new Facebook profile, and especially if you create a new profile and do business things about it, like create business manager, start advertising and all that, you are likely to get into the ban issue really quickly, and very likely it's a permanent one. So yes, but yet again, Paul, if you need help, yeah, you can actually scan this QR code. We can spend half an hour together to look at your situation. And I'm sure I'll be able to give you useful advice on how to navigate this thing because I've helped over, close to 200 people from all around the world in solving their issue. So looks like you are still all right. So let's do this together if you want to. All right, so that's Paul. Thank you for the question. Then it's coming from Jenna Lin. So generally is asking, if the meta ads is restricted, does it mean you cannot monetize in Facebook Reels? You won't be eligible for ads on Reels. Okay, now luckily, I have handled a case of a creator as well. This is a very huge creator from, I think, not sure, Canada. So what I learned from her case is, as long as your page is not being restricted in any way, okay, and your business manager is not restricted, you should be fine. But if your business manager is restricted, I think you need to be very extra careful about that as well. That's why, generally, if you talk about if your meta ads is restricted, as in like your Facebook ads is restricted, your ad account is restricted, you're not able to run ads, you're just not able to run ads. But other than that, everything should be fine because the permanent restriction, if you read carefully, especially when it comes to the advertising permanent restriction, it's all about creating advertisement and having access to pixels and all that. But you have no issue when it comes to the page management, as in like, yeah, you shouldn't have any issue. But yet again, this could be more complicated than we can imagine. So seriously, you need to read carefully about what you can or cannot do. But generally, especially those who are in monetization situation, as in like you're already quite big on Facebook and you're earning from your content and all that, I think it's actually very important to be extra careful because what happened to my client was she changed language on the website, and just because Facebook do not detect it as a English and they don't see the title on the website, they warn her, which actually caused some trauma to her life as well. Of course, when you are counting on Facebook to make money, you got to be extra careful. So same thing. When it comes to this kind of situation, if you are already a creator that is monetizing on Facebook, I think it's very important for us to be extra careful on your everything, like your content that you produce, your advertisement that you produce, and stuff like that, because we got to protect that, right? That's why, yeah. I mean, that's all I have, because I do not really know what kind of situation that you're facing right now. But then again, if you need help, same thing, right? All you need to do is to scan this QR code, and you'll be landed on my Fiverr account, and you can buy me a mail so that we can actually spend half an hour together to look at your situation and see how am I able to help you to navigate, your whatever situation you have over there. All right. So this is all I have from my YouTube channel. Then I'll be coming back to some questions that I received now. First one is coming from Jasmine. Okay, now how Meta AI know that advertisers advertise same property project and cause the cost per lead getting higher due to competition? Can we prevent the competition? No. I mean, the short answer to that is you cannot prevent competition on Facebook. In fact, Facebook is actually helping you. I mean, you look at this two ways, right? The AI is now really helping audience discover other advertisers that are promoting the same product. Like let me give you this example. All right, if you go to, let's say if you look at the property, okay, then just because Facebook knows that you are kind of interested in the property right now, they will start showing you other products or other properties that are similar type in a similar location and all that, so that you can actually be aware of, like other properties that are available right now. So two ways to look at this. If you are, one way is you'll be like, okay, now if people see my ad, they will be seeing my other competitors' ad as well. So that's one way to look at it. But the other way to look at it is if somebody sees your competitor's ad, they'll be seeing your ad as well. You get what I mean? So generally, here's what happened. Generally, Facebook advertising is now intent based, whereby Facebook really know your purchase intent, and they are actually going closer and deeper into the intent matching right now. So yes, you are not able to run away from competition, generally speaking, from what we are knowing right now. So the AI is very powerful in matching based on your audience intent. So this is something that we cannot run away. But as I said, it's about how you look at it. Okay, I think eventually I look at it as a positive way. Like I always tell people, what's the best way to target your competitors' audience? The way I say it is make extra clear, like be extra clear about what you sell, who you are targeting, so that the algorithm will know who are the people who are likely to be interested in your product or services. Immediately, if they click on your competitor's ad, they will see yours as well. So I look at it as a positive way, but it depends. Okay, yeah, that's my answer to that. And Richard asked, have you tried landing page view to compare between page views and view content? Questions is on quality of traffic. I actually did that. Okay, view content wise, not so strong, but I see significant drop in terms of the add to cart and the metrics follow. So that's what I observed based on the case that I experimented recently, as in like now. Okay, but yet again, this could be, like case by case basis. So it may not represent all the cases as well. So I would say, Richard, try nonetheless, but observe these metrics. I think you're definitely a master of numbers, no doubt about that, and see which one is more. It's more worthy of investing your money, because yeah, we don't want to go for the low cost per click, but eventually got rubbish in, rubbish out. That's what I highlight. That's what I think. Okay, thanks, Richard. But Richard, we have sessions left. Please, let's talk if you need help. All right. Okay, now next one is actually from Jasmine as well. So Meta lead campaign performance goal consists of options: maximize conversion, lead. It seems the maximize conversion option costs few times higher than maximize lead. I think they are actually technically the same. But if you go for lead, then probably, I mean, lead, I would say probably this is actually for the in Facebook conversion, meaning lead form and of course lead form and of course the messages lead. But if you go for conversion, means you are actually going for the website lead. Generally, this is what I use it for. Okay, and if you talk about the cost per lead becomes significantly more expensive I definitely have to look at what is really affecting the overall metric right now. So, Jasmine, if you want to take a deeper dive into this one, you can actually it's a different gig anyway, but nonetheless, you can do this. Scan this QR code, and we can actually spend half an hour together to look at your metric. I think generally there are many things that will affect the cost per lead, the cost per result. So other than the optimization, which is yes one possibility, let's take a look at what are the things that are going differently over there. I mean, by diving into the metrics together, if you want. I mean, just in case. Okay. Thanks, Jasmine, for joining me tonight. This time. So, not sure who is this, but to Jasmine's topic, Meta also removed the auction competition in Spec 2. Yeah, that's TY. I know. Yeah, I mean, they move things, my friend. They move things. Okay, so it's just things, right? Yeah, it's unavoidable, and but at least the auction competition too, I can see the trend. Not that I can do anything about it, but yes, yeah, sometimes. But we have no choice when Meta move things around. We just have to, get used to it and see, like just move things and get closer to what we want. But eventually, it's their platform, right? They have all the right to take away certain things and to put in new things for you and stuff like that. So that's what they do. That's what we do as a Facebook advertiser or Meta advertiser. We are like fluid and easily adapt to all these crazy changes that will come our way. And Richard say, "What's up? Yeah, man. Come on, man. Let's talk. Let's talk. All right." Okay, now that's all I have. I see. Probably no more, right? So yeah. Nonetheless, thanks for watching. Where you are watching this from, whether it's on Facebook, I'm mostly on Facebook, YouTube, or now LinkedIn. We have all the places right now. This is what I do. All right. But if you just want to pop your questions, in fact, just go to my YouTube channel. Try to search for an answer if you have a question, and if you can't find any, just pop your questions as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is I'll just do the same screenshot and bring it over, and we would actually chat about this. Okay. All right. Okay, Jasmine, you're welcome. And yep, I think that's it, right? No more. Then we can actually end early. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. And I do this every week. I mean, almost every week. So I'll see you next week. And yeah, have a good one. And I'll see you next week. All right, guys. Good night. Bye.